talks about a schus, and there's different opinions. There's one opinion that a schus could push off for 3 months. There's another opinion for 9 months. There's an opinion for a year. So, practically Gemara. What's the 2 dots over here?
יש לו זכות.
יש לו schus. Practically Gemara, money must nisan. We have a brisa that discusses also about a schus, and
no, but before, Rabbi, before it said 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. Now he's going to mention less.
No, it didn't say 1 year. In the Mishnah said, okay, yeah.
Yeah, now we're going to talk differently. Yeah.
For the Gemara, Layabe Yosi ben Chanan, V'loi Rabbi Loza ben Yitzchok, Ish Kvar Darim, V'loi Rabbi Shmuel. The Sanya, Im Yesh Lo Schus, Tayla Lo Shreisha Chadashim. Kedei Hikares HaUba. In other words, that the Uba begins to form. Divrei Abba Yosi ben Chanan. Rabbi Loza ben Yitzchok, Ish Kvar Darim Omer, Tes Chadashim. Shenama, V'niksa V'nizra Zara. Or how in Ulayma Zera Yavdanu is super. So it means Zera Haroy L'Sapa. So what does it mean L'Sapa? That is a live child, 9 months old. Rabbi Shmuel Ulayma Shneim Osa Chodesh. Rabbi Shmuel says a year. Now, the question is, so you have over 3 opinions. But in the Mishnah, we have an opinion of 3 years. So who is that according to? It's not according to any one of these. Even the longest period over here is Rabbi Shmuel, who says only a year. And Rabbi Shmuel said, there's no clear raya that says clear that has to do with his schus and everything. The Ksiv, it says that Daniel said to Nebuchadnezzar when he had a dream and he was afraid that he's going to be killed. So he said to him, Lahan Malka, to you king, Malki Yisafer Allah. I hope you're going to like my eitzah that I'm going to give you. V'chatoyech mizdaka peraik, you should redeem your sins by giving tzedakah. V'visach, and your crookedness, b'mechan onion, by having rachmanis on the poor people. So if you listen to my advice, hain tehevi aka v'shalusach, so there will be your kingdom or your rulership will be extended. Uksiv, and it says, kula moto al Nebuchadnezzar malka, that everything that he saw in the dream happened to him. Uksiv, that it happened, so
12 months later.
So the question is, and in our Mishnah we have an opinion of 3 years. So who's the Tana of the Mishnah? So the Gemara Rabbi Shmuel. Really it's Rabbi Shmuel. The one that says over here a year, so in the Mishnah he said 3 years. And he found the pasuk, the Oma Vatani, that he, based on this pasuk, he learned the cheshbon of 3 years. The Ksiv state the pasuk, Kayamar Hashem, Al Shleisha Pishei Edom, and I will forgive, and the 4th I will not forgive. So you see from here that the Eibishter in a reward could be 3 times. So over here we'll talk about periods. So it's 3 years. What do you mean? It's a good raya. You have a pasuk. And for the Gemara, Dilma, Shani Evikachovim, the Roy Makbet Dina Arayo. The Eibishter is more makbet on Yidden than on Goyim, because from the Yidden he expects more. And B'meila, now the Mishnah said, "V'yesh schus toil gimel shon." Frek the Gemara schus the mayim. What is it that he did that for doing this thing he has a schus? What is it? Ilaim is schus the Torah. If you say the schus for learning Torah, her eina mitzvah v'oisa, she's not mechuyit to learn Torah. Elo schus the mitzvahs. It's schus of mitzvahs that she does do mitzvahs, so that schus can protect her. For the Gemara, schus the mitzvah mi megana kulahai. Is the schus of a mitzvah so powerful? What Tanya we learn, Azu Darash Menachem Bar Yosi Kineh Mitzvah V'Torah Or. So he dashed as a Tola Kosev as a mitzvah b'neh, as a Torah ba'ar. Why is a mitzvah compared to a candle and Torah compared to a light? So he says as follows. As a mitzvah b'neh, the reason why mitzvah is compared to a candle, Laim lach to tell you, my ner eina magina elu fishor, af mitzvah eina magina elu fishor, because a candle doesn't last long. So only as long as it can burn, it burns out. So that's a Torah ba'ar, Torah to light, because light is already a long period. There's a 12-hour day. To tell you, Megan just like light protects the world, of Torah Megina l'oil v'oima, and regarding Torah it says, B'salechacha tancha oisach, when you will go, it will lead you. So, what does the pasuk mean? B'salechacha tancha oisach zeh ha'olam hazeh, and b'shapacha hitisichecha, that's also Rabbi. So b'meila, it's Torah lasts very long. Marshal Adam Shai Mahalach Be'isham Laila. A person who was walking in the darkness of the night, Ba'feila, that's even a deeper darkness. U Misyorei, so he's afraid, min ha'kaitzim, thorns, u min ha'pechosim. Pechosim is ditches. It's in the middle of the night, he could fall in. Umin ha-bakonim. Bakonim is like bad people, that they can meet on that could attack him. Umechayera, umin ha-listim. And he's walking at night, he's walking in the dark. They didn't have street lights those days. So now, if he got a hold of a candle, a torch, sho'er is nitzel min ha'kaitzim umin ha'pechosim umin ha'bakonim v'vadayin misyorei michayero umin ha'listim v'eini yedei v'eiz derech mahalach.
He can see, but he doesn't know where he's going.
Right. Kivan she'ol ha'moed shacha is a gman lichtig already, because before he had a torch. The torch is only it doesn't light up the whole place. Where you are, that's where it is. It's kivan she'ol ha'moed shacha nitzel mechayera umin ha'listim, because the listim they don't work at night.
Yeah,
they only work at night.
It's a night.
Because it's still not really full light. Higia leproshes drachim, when he came to a crossroad, so Nitzal Mikulam. So now he knows already exactly where he is and he's safe. So that's one mashal for Torah versus mitzvah. Davar Acha, another pshat about Torah, about mitzvah and Torah. Aveda mechaber mitzvah. An Aveda could extinguish the schus of a mitzvah. Be'ein Aveda mechaber Torah. But an Aveda is not strong enough. Torah is stronger than an Aveda.
Torah is stronger than mitzvah, and Torah is stronger than Aveda.
No.
Torah is stronger than...
The Aveda can extinguish the light of the mitzvah, but it can't extinguish the light of Torah. Shenema, steht in Pasuk, Mayim Rabim. Now he's touching Mayim Rabim means like bad things.
Yeah.
You know, gashmistic things. Lo yuchel lechavos esa ava. And ava is Torah. Zot the Gemara, Amr of Yosef, mitzvah be'idna the osik bei. While he's doing the mitzvah, magina umatzcha. Magina umatzcha means that it could save from Yisurim, and it could protect the person, it could save the person. But be'idna the loy osik bo, if he did the mitzvah, and he's after doing the mitzvah, is agune magna, it could save him from the schus, could save from Yisurim, aber atzulei loy matzcha. But it's not going to save him entirely. And Torah, bein be'idna the osik bo, bein be'idna the loy osik bo, magina umatzcha. So, b'meila, so if that's the case, the question is, what schus that she have can't be the schus of Torah because she's not mechuyit to learn, and the schus of mitzvah isn't so strong. So the Gemara.
Yesterday we learned that she doesn't. We learned that she should learn. That there's a mechlekas, they should learn that one.
That we learned in the Mishnah, that a person should teach his daughter. Zot the Gemara, Maske for Rabba, so Rabba asked the question, if you say that Limud HaTorah is bein when he's Osik in it, Saif is Isaac, Saif is not Isaac, it saves him, Elamata Bezain, Dayeg Vachitaifa. Dayeg and Vachitaifa were in the times of Shaul and David. And they were big Talmidei Chachamim, but they went against David, and b'meila they were punished. In fact, the Gemara, Amata Dayeg Vachitaifa, Miga Oska B'Torah, Amayla Higina Alayo. You sang that Torah. So they studied a lot of Torah. El Amar Rabba. So Rabba says that Torah be'idna the osik bei is magina umatzah, and be'idna the loy osik bei is aguna magna, but atzula loy matzah. So that's why it didn't protect Dayeg and Achitaifa. Aber mitzvah, bein be'idna the osik ba, bein be'idna the loy osik ba, aguna magna, about sula loy matzah.
The other way around.
Right. So b'meila, the question is, what's schus?
Did this lady have?
That the Gemara Ravina says, "Oilam schus Torah." With the Gamet, you ask the question, "Eina mitzvah v'oisa?" She's not mechuyev to learn. So he says, "Nehei de pikudei le mifkeda let it be that she wasn't ordered. She didn't get the chiyuv to learn Torah of ba'agra, the makrin, umaslan, benayu. But the schus that they have, that they help their children with their studies. V'natrin lahu gavrayu ad osm bei medrasha, and they stay up till the husband comes home from Beis Medrash or Kairo. Milei palgam be'adaya, don't they get a share? So they have a share for limud HaTorah, and that's why that could be a schus that would give them a certain period of time. So the Gemara, my precious drachim, before you said, you gave a mashal. And he said when it comes to the precious drachim, then everything is straightened out for him. But in the mashal, what is the precious drachim? What is the crossroad? Omer Rav Chissa, Zeh Talmud Chacham v'Yem HaMisa. That, when it comes to that stage, so everything, he can't accomplish anymore already. So then he takes all the schus that he has. Rav Nachman Yitzchak, Zeh Talmud Chacham v'Yiras Chait. Mazut Rama, Zeh Talmud Chacham the Salka Shmaisa Agiba the Hilchasa, that he paskins properly. And Dovracha, another pshat, Aveda Mechaber Mitzvah, Ve'ein Aveda Mechaber Torah. Omer Rabbi Yosef said, Dosha Rabbi Menachem Rabbi Yosef L'Haikra Ki Sinai. He dashed it with a pshat that mamish is like was given from Sinai. If Doeg and Teifel would have learned the same way or the same shot, Hochi Dosha Doeg V'Achteva Hochi Israel Radfi Basa David, they would have not chased after David. The Ksiv V'Shetin Pasuk, Leimer Elakim Ozavu, Ma Dorish.
What was this thing that was so important?
V'Vayirah B'Chol Erbas Dava, V'Hein Einem Yodim, She'Aveda Mechaber Mitzvah, V'Hein Aveda Mechaber Torah, and V'Mela and David had Torah. So they thought that David is lost, but because they didn't dash it properly. So the Gemara, my boys, your boys, Lord. The pasuk that they brought before, my Rabam or Yuchel Chavas Ava, boys, your boys, Lord. Amma Ula, like Ishim Rachia Zaya, like Rabbi Yechanan, the Bay Nasiya. Ella, these two, they made a deal between themselves. That one will learn Torah and the other one will support him. Now, what you should do is, like Hillel v'Shamai, like Hillel and Shammai, the Chiyaser of Dime Oma, Hillel v'Shavna, Achei Havi. Hillel had a brother by name Shavna. Hillel Osik B'Torah, and Shavna Ovid Iska. Shavna was a businessman, and Hillel sat and learned. The Saif Amalei, at the end, the businessman said to his brother, Ta Narav V'Lifchag, let's join, make a partnership. Yotza Baskov Arma, so there came a Baskov and said, Im Yiten Ish, is called him Beisei. Be'ava is boys your boys alone. In other words, you have to learn yourself.
But people do make that deal.
But he gave money and he said that he.
That's true, but Hillel would rather suffer. The Gemara talks about Hillel's poverty. and he'd rather suffer and not give up
He was part of his learning.
a share of his Torah.
Hillel was Lachar HaMaisa.
What?
Hillel learned that Shabbos made business. Afterwards, he wanted to pay money.
That's too late.
That's too late. They did before. They supported them to the day. He supported him to the day, so he shared them.
Zat the Gemara, Omer ben Azai, Chayiv, Adam, Wilma, as Bita Torah, and Rabbi Elazar Ayman, call him Muhammad as Bita Torah, Muhammad Tifus. In fact, the Gemara, Tifus Hakadaitach. Tifus is like foolishness. So what do you mean? He's teaching a Torah. Torah is not foolishness. So the Gemara, my Talmud the Rabbi Elazar, because the second pasuk, Ani Chachma, the Torah is considered Chachma. Shechanti Oma. So the Torah is a Kivan shenichnas Chachma ba'adam nichnas imay amumius. In other words, it gives them ideas how to make a Tatum already. You know, Shenalena Talmud Chacham, so he uses his Torah to make up
bend the rules.
Things that are not correct. V'Rabbanan Hai Ani Chachma Mai Avadrei. It says you're teaching that that you shouldn't teach Torah. So why do they say that you should teach Torah? That the Gemara mi boy Yosef Reb Chanina. The Reb Yosef Chanina ain't divrei Torah miskayim el b'mi shemamed atzmai orem aleim. In other words, that he gives up everything. Orem means naked. He has nothing. He has only Torah and he has no other interest in worldly things. And Amar Rabbi Yechon said, "Ein divrei Torah miskayim el b'misha meisim atzmoi kemisha einai." He doesn't have any interest for himself. He's like nothing. Shenama, hachachma ma'ayin timotzei. Chachma you will get from ayin. If you're like ayin, then you will accomplish the Torah. Now the Gemara said that Rabbi Shu Aimer, Reitze Isha, the woman wants a kav, and the kav and
Enjoyment.
How do you say enjoyment? Reitze Isha b'kav tiflus. In fact, the Gemara. Micah Amma, what does that mean? So to Hakakama, Reitze Isha b'kav b'tiflus imay. Another b'kav means to have very little. She's not looking for any extravagance, but as long as she has marital enjoyment with the husband, mitisha kabim u perishis. To have a lot, but the husband doesn't want to be with her. So. And who are you, and he said a few things that are destroying the world. So one of them is a chassid shaita. So the Gemara hechi dami chassid shaita. So the Gemara kigayin that katava it's a benara. A woman is drowning, and she's screaming for help. And he says, Rav oirech arach istakula. Boy, you can't look at her. At the woman and she's in the water.
That's a chassid tipish. That's a chassid
shaitan. Because he says, you're not allowed to look at her, so I can't save her. She got to drown. Then the Gemara says, Hechi Dama Rasha Arum. Rasha, over here, Rasha means a smart Rasha. So the Amr Rabbi Yochanan said, Zehamatim Devorav L'dayin, Kaiden Sheyava Baldin Chaveirei. In other words, he's having a dentator.
And he tells before the other guy walks in.
What?
He talks before the other guy comes in.
You're right. He already formed the Dayan's opinion already. And you're not allowed to discuss a dentator before the other party is there. And Rabbi Avua says, Zeh ha'noisen din le'oni l'hashem roi masayim zuz. The din is that in order to be eligible to get tzedakah, you have to have less than 200 zuz. The statement is Svarim that the word tzedakah adds up to 199. Tzadik, Dalit is 94, and Kuf is 194, and Hey is 199. So in other words, as long as you don't have more than 199, you can get tzedakah.
So
And you're not limited. It doesn't mean that you can only get one zuz. You can get 1,000 zuz.
Right.
So you're saying
This guy,
and B'mela, so he can't
get away
can't take any more. So he's very limited. The Snam we learned, Mishi yesh lo Masayim zuz lo yito leket shikru peya u'ma'aseroni. V'yiz hayeloi Masayim zuz chosa dinner. If he had 199, the fil elef noisen lekachas. You can give him even 1,000. Is that yito? You gotta, if you give it to him, he's allowed to take it, even though now he's going to have much more than 200 zuz. Rav Asi, Omer Rav Asi says, in the name of Omer Rav Yechanan, Zeh ha-meisi eitza limka b'nechosim mu'atim. There's a din like this. If a father passes away and he has sons and daughters, so the dinim that the daughters get supported from the property, and the sons can go let them go collect money. So now, if it's nechosim mu'atim, if it's very little, so then you don't have to give the daughters. See the Rashi here? Look at Rashi, nechosim mu'atim. The Snam we learned, Misha Mes, V'niyah Bonam U'bonis. So B'zman Sha'nechosim Meruvim, if there's a lot of property, Habonim Yeshu, V'abonos Yezainu. Viz if it's nechosim mu'atim, is abonos Yezainu, V'abonim Yeshu Ha'apsachim. So he's saying that what is a Rosh Hashanah? Zeh hamasi eitzel limka b'mechosim mu'atim, and b'mela then the daughters will not get anything. The Omer of Asi Omer Yechanan, Yisaymu shekadmu u'machu b'nechosim mu'atim is masha machu, and it's proper. Alpidin, they did nothing wrong, but it's not right. I mean, Abaya Omer, Zeh Hamesi Eitza, Limkar Ben Nechosim. That someone that gave advice to sell Nechosim. And the Gemara is against selling nechosim. what did he do? Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. The sign we're going, if somebody says, Nechasi lecha, v'acharecha leploni. In other words, my nechasim should go to you, and after you, it should go to Reuven. V'yara the Rishon, umlacha, v'achal, is Hasheni, moitzi miyad al-kuchas. Divei Rabbi. He said, I'm giving my nechasim to you. After you, it should go to Reuven.
So he took it.
Now what happens if he sold it? So there's no after me. I have no nechasim. So there's a shayla. Could Reuven go to the buyer and say, you weren't allowed to buy it because it's supposed to go over to me, or not? So if someone gave an eitzah to do this in order to
avoid the second person
cheat
getting it.
Second person of getting it, so you have a machlokes. If Shimon Gabriel, so Rebbe says that Hasheni mites miyad al kuchas, and if Shimon Gabriel says Ein Hasheni al masha shaya rishon.
Rabbi, he didn't sell the Rishon.
Right. Rabbi Yossi Bachama Amar. This is another type of a wicked Rasha. He says, Rabbi Yossi Bachama Amar Rav Sheshes, Zeh hamachri achayim ba'achaysav. It's a person that tells them, see, do like me, follow me, you know. A machzor that he's from, and he gets the other people to follow him. And Reb Zika Omar Rav Huna, Zeh hamekel la'atzmai u'machmer la'acherim. The person that, when someone else asks him, you know the famous story, somebody came to the Rav and he said, Rav, the behemoth is drowning. He says, it's a terrible thing, but you can't do anything on Shabbos. You're not allowed to save the behemoth. But then he comes running back. He said, Rebbe, it's your behemoth. Oh, he said, you know, there is a certain opinion, Azay and Azay. So he's machmer for a chayrim, and he's Michael la'atzmai. That's not a fine person. U'ayma, zeh shekara v'shono v'lo yishim b'shlamid ha'chacham. Someone that didn't have practical education in halacha. He thinks that just from his, without having a shimush, he paskin shaylas.